Welcome, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. First of all, I am not a speaker. I am a singer. So if you asked me to sing a song, I'm like, oh, go for it. All right. I feel good. I knew that I would now. I feel good. Yeah, I knew that I would. So good, so good, so good. I got you. Thank you.
I love our community.
I know, isn't it great? So, anyways, thank you for letting me speak and sing. My name is Christina Merman. My story and journey starts about 17 years ago. I had a tragic loss in my family. I lost a daughter at 17 months. And really, I carried that around for 17 years. It's been 17 years now. So I carried that with me for 17 years, that grief and that loss. And when I turned 50, which was last year, when I turned 50, I was like, you know, there has to be more to life than this, okay? I felt like I was never really living. I was just existing. In the 17 years, I did have a gastric bypass surgery. I lost 150 pounds, but I never really felt good. And after I lost my daughter, the weight just kept coming on and on. And, you know, God bless, I have 3 beautiful daughters, and I kept having babies, more girls and more girls. And I had my last daughter at 44 years old. And I know. And after that, boy, the weight just, it just came on like that. And I was like, oh my goodness, this can't be it. And in that time, I also started to develop malignant high blood pressure, which I suffered with for about 1.5 years. And then I was also on the verge of diabetes, too. And one day, my doctor looked at me, and he said, Christina, if you don't change your life, your lifestyle, you will have a stroke. And not only will you have a stroke, and when you do have a stroke, he says, you're going to have the one where you're going to be paralyzed on one side, and it's not going to be good for you. And he says, and not only that, within 1 year's time, you're going to be coming back and you're going to be seeing me for diabetes too on top of that. And, you know, having 2 girls, one was already moved out, finished college, and the other 2 were still at home, and babies at home to raise, I was like, I can't, that's not going to happen. I can't do that. I can't do that. So my health coach, I had watched her for 4 years. I've known Lisa Stewart for quite a long time. Her daughter was my babysitter. You know, so I watched her for 4 years. In 4 years, I wasn't ready. And finally one day, I also am a hairdresser. I was doing her hair. And intentionally, she sat there eating a bar in front of me and said, Christina, what do you dream about? And I couldn't answer her at all. I had no dreams, no hope. I was feeling hopeless, no desires. And like I said, I was just existing. And I went home that night and I cried. I cried. And the next day I called her up. I said, you got time to talk to me? And she said, absolutely. And so now, that was on August 24th. Today I'm down 79 pounds. And I'm not done yet. 79 pounds. And I am now living. You know, I am now living. And that's what I love about this this program, not just this program. I started health coaching like probably I think 2.5 weeks into the program. I was only down like 13 pounds. And I asked Lisa, do you think I should be a health coach? Do you think I could do that? And she said, of course, absolutely, absolutely. So I jumped right in. However, I was not the fastest one getting out of the gate, okay? I wasn't. It took me, I was like 2.5 months before I got my first client. And I was watching other people, like friends of mine that had also signed up, and they were, getting, 15, 20 clients. And I was like, what the heck is wrong with me? What's going on? But you know what? I showed up. And the changing thing that happened in my life was, I was on the health calls all the time. And I remember definitely, I was sitting in front of the Subway. My daughter was going in there getting a sandwich. And I was listening to a health call. And I don't remember the lady's name, but she had just reached global. And Dr. A had introduced her and said, she hasn't been the fastest one getting out of the gate, but here she is now, global director, and let's introduce da-da-da-da. And that was a defining moment for me because I said, that's me. And so that's what I love about this program, our community that we have. I mean, I look at people every day and I can't wait to touch somebody's life because I know that there's people out there just like me, And this community that we have, it has encouraged me, it has embraced me, it has inspired me to become a better version of me and to help other people become better versions of themselves. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for letting me share. And I love our community.